So it's time to leave. And the point was to drive this thing back home, but I'm coming back and I don't want to make that drive again. Like, I enjoyed it. It was a goal to drive to Moab once, like at least once before I die, right? So I did it. I drove to Moab in a Jeep in a shut box. I drove a shut box cross country, and the point was to make it back home with it, and it's gonna make it back home. Just not right now. Where I found a place where I could leave the Jeep. It's gonna be safe, and there you are. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. You've been good. You've been great, and just to let you guys know, the Moab isn't just about jeeping. Moab has so much to offer. Besides all these views that are breathtaking, like they're amazing. Even this, I'm in a parking lot. This is a parking lot to a bunch of trails. Like Pritchett Canyon is that way, Cliffhanger is that way, Cane Creek is all the way to like the end of this. There's so many trails, so many. Like everywhere you step and you look is like wow. So why am I bringing this up? Because people think Moab is come here, bring your Jeep, and do all these sketchy trails, and no, you're wrong. There's so much to do here, like I said. So bring the family. It's not just your buddies and come rock your Jeeps. Like you could do so much. There's hiking. There's hiking within the off-road trails, which is super fun. I know, for example, Poison Spider takes you to an arch, which is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and it's important to know these things because like bring the family, bring the wife, bring the grandma, bring the kids, the dog, the cat, el ratoncito, bring everybody, and it's just enjoy Moab. Hiking, kayaking, rock climbing, jeeping. You can rent mountain bikes. There's a bunch of mountain bike trails. You could drive to Grand Junction, which is Colorado, which is like super close. So guys, in this video, I'm gonna answer a couple questions like, hey bro, can my Jeep make it over there? Like, yes dude, like this is a lot of crazy obstacles, a lot of crazy trails, there's a lot of crazy canyons, but there's a lot of like very forgiving trails. There's trails that you could do on 33s, 35s, you could do the stock Jeep, and you could still enjoy views like this. You could still enjoy saying, hey, I will in Moab. But what if you want to come willing, but you also you have your kids, your wife, and they're not all about jeeping, right? Well, like I was saying earlier, there's hiking, there's mountain biking, and it's actually very comfortable here. It's July, it's hot, super hot, but you can rent hotels, like fancy hotels. You can rent just regular hotels. There's Airbnbs that you could pretty much do overnight, and there's almost always a place that you can rent. There is a little dry camping. Dry camping means there's no water and there's no electricity, but if you can prepare, you can enjoy it. You could be there up to 15 days for free. Now, if you want to camp, or if you have an RV, there's a bunch of campgrounds that have RV hookups, and some of them even have pools, which is super like awesome. We went to a KOA in Grand Junction. They had a pool, but it was like $45 a night. It was crazy. It was super nice, and the place we got even had like a hookup, so we could like use the water if we needed to or anything like that. It was just great. So come to Moab, enjoy Moab. Hit me up. I'll bring you to the trails. It's awesome. I love it here. I really don't want to leave ever, and I'm working. That's a goal. I'm working towards moving here. So with that being said, where do you go? There. Those screens flip, so probably my favorite Jeep, my JK. Yeah, my JK was awesome. My JK was a badass. It was fast. It was good for jumping. It was good for so many other things. But it's not this. It's not this TJ. This TJ is just, I don't know how to explain it. It's done every obstacle the buggy has done, except for like the crazy buggy stuff, right? Because there's some stuff that it's not even about the Jeep not being able to make it. It's the fact that I could make it, but I'm gonna leave a windshield or something behind. And the JK could have gone through there, yeah, but it's fat. Like it's definitely gonna struggle through some of those trails. The extra power that the JK had was kind of very fun, something I really like and enjoyed. But this has just made me so much chill. Like, you just cruise everywhere. It still goes 90 miles down the highway, which is crazy. Even has altitude on 40s, but I just love it. So along with this, with everything I'm saying about Moab, I want to say there's one thing that you have to do before you get here, and this is gonna cut is gonna take you there. The taco place called Giliberto's. That is the best tacos I've had in a while. They're cheap, and guess what? They're open until 2 a.m. A lot of places are not open like past 10 p.m. in Moab. So if you get hungry, the taco place is the place to go. Trust me. They even have a drive-thru, man. Like, that's crazy. Not even Taco Bell has that kind of service, you know. And by that I mean the tacos are not that good. Not as good as these tacos. These are like legit Mexican tacos. And if you know me, you know I'm a taco guy. So as a matter of fact, I'll show you something my Jeep has. Let me walk to the Jeep. This Jeep is taco rated because you could eat tacos in it. Wow, this thing is sexy. So let's talk a little bit. It's right on the main street. There's car wash across the street. Supermarket. And they rent bikes. So let's talk a little bit about this thing. I built it in 3 weeks. Towed it to Windrock. I drove with the intention of breaking it. I was like, let's see what this thing can do. And I was abusing it as hard as I could. And then it didn't break. I went through it and everything looked fine. So I'm like, you know what? You know, it'll be fun. Let's drive to Moab for my birthday. It's next week. Let's just do it. And my friend Chino was like, all right, let's do it. So here we are in Moab once again. Another reason why I made this video, I wanted to say thank you to my team, Carnage Motorsports, because I didn't build it by myself. Like, I had help, and the help is the same help that you trust when they build your Jeep, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, nothing says we could build some good stuff like let's drive this thing 1,500 miles after it's being abused by Will, and then drive it again, wheelie in Moab, and then we're supposed to drive it back, but now it's gonna stay. So it'll get back. But maybe from here we go to a different destination, you know. So many cool places like South Dakota or California or Arizona or New Mexico. It's time to explore, guys. It's time to get out there. Work, save vacation time, go out and explore. Go out and like see what the world, the United States has to offer, like all these trails. So another thing I wanted to do is say thank you. Thank you to all the companies that work very hard to make made in USA products for us to use in our Jeep and put them to the test. So I want to start with TNT Customs. Thank you TNT Customs for making awesome armor that fits really awesome, but it's honestly it's my favorite armor when it comes to TGs and LJs. It's a bunch of companies we use, right? And there's a bunch of made in US companies that we use that I also like, but TNT is my favorite. The front bumper has just a crazy approach angle, and their fenders are one piece, which is some. And you know, there's some companies that make two-piece fenders, which are also really nice. And the inner fender might go a little bit lower, which covers more, which some people are picky about that. But you know, if you're wheeling at 115 plus degrees, 115 is a little bit excessive, but it is definitely getting all the way to 110. And you know, there's more air, there's more room for stuff to breathe. Whew. Clearly something I'm not doing right now. I'm gonna die. Arctic also makes awesome products. Their towers, their brackets are just, you know, I've been to their manufacturing, and it's just crazy, man. Like their equipment is crazy, their machinery, and of course Terraflex. Thank you Terraflex for making those axles. This rear Dana 60 has taken some abuse, man. You know, some people say, oh, it's not a real 110. Well, guess what? Bring your 110, drive across country. Come on, follow me, let's go. That 60, it's bulletproof, man. Like, the amount of clearance it has when you go over rocks is crazy. It just slides over rocks because the axle is tilted forward. It's a high pinion, which keeps the drive shaft out of the way of everything as well, which makes it a lot stronger. Whew, out of air again. I'm gonna die. We also use rock crawler in this one, We also have suspension brands that we also like very much, but on this one I went with Rock Crawler for two reasons. The first one is because I already had all the parts. Like I said, a lot of people don't realize, but a lot of the parts out on this Jeep are used. So used parts on a used Jeep, and then boom, 1,500-mile drive through, 1,500-mile road trip to more wheeling. Those joints are from Rock Crawler. The rear controls are actually the same ones from my JK. The front ones I made using Rock Crawler joints and their tube stem at the axle, and it just works great, man. I haven't had any issue. These axles are also used. Like, remember, guys, I didn't build a Jeep with brand new parts. Like, it's not like, oh well, I mean, anyone can build a Jeep with brand new parts and drive across country. No, these are used parts. 40,000-mile axles that have been used and abused in the JKU, and then my JK. Then you have the PSC system, which is also of the JK. You know, the warn winch, it's also something that's been loyal. It's been helped me in every situation that I've gotten stuck. There's not been very many, that many, but the few times that I've been in a sketch situation, that's gotten me out of it. Now, as you could notice, I don't have a lot of lights on this thing. It only has headlights. They're from Truck Light. Thank you for making headlights that actually work. Like, I want more lights, yes, but have I been like, oh man, like, I need lights right now? No, like, those things are just plenty. They just work great. They have a great cutout. Now, we also use ARB for our lockers and for a compressor. Now, this compressor has been with me for a little bit over 3 years, and this strip, it fell on this side. I was able to take it all apart and then just use this side. So now just get a twin compressor, guys. You know, you always have a compressor as long as you don't mess both of them. And then I guess I could make a video on how to maintain them and how to take them apart. And another company I wanted to thank is S-Pot and obviously PSC, like I said before. But Tom Woods, guys, Tom Woods are awesome. I actually broke my drive shaft in Windrock, and I called Sean and I was like, dude, and he was like, what, bro? And I told him what happened, and he overnight me drive shaft. Within an hour, he had me a tracking number. Like, that's customer service. That's why we work with these companies, guys, because they stand behind their product, because they build stuff that fits, because they've built stuff that you could drive and abuse. Like, the only thing that is new on this Jeep is the coilovers and the rear shocks. Everything else is used. Like, the rear coils came out of this same Jeep because they're 4-inch Starflex coils. Like, they're awesome. Whew. I'm out of air again. Getting fat. Actually, no. The altitude is fucking good. Now, another thing we went with, we wanted to build a cage at the shop. We just didn't have time. We were crunching to get this Jeep done. So I ordered a Poison Spider welded cage. And let me tell you, man, I'm glad I didn't have to use it this trip, but it's definitely a cage that I will trust, and it's very affordable. The Generate tank is just a tank that came off the JK. Nothing fancy there. Brand new software from Best Of. It's actually a new style, I think. It's like kind of like a frameless. It doesn't use door surrounds. It uses this system, and it looks really nice. It looks different. At first, I don't know if I liked it, but now I actually really like it. Makes it like different. And yeah, man, this is it. I also wanted to say thank you to Diego and his team at Veloz Audio. So they make these prefabricated boxes that pretty much fit TJs, JKs, Jaels, for runners. So like I was saying, I wanted to say thank you to Diego. So they built a custom box that you guys saw right here, and it's just awesome, dude. Like, it sounds super crisp, super nice, and they did it like the day before the trip. They put a new radio on the Jeep, and I don't think I would have done this trip without music. Like, I like to dance, I like to jam it out, and without music, can't do it. So he hooked it up, and man, like, the quality, the sound, it's just awesome, perfect. I also want to thank Corbu because they made awesome seats. They're super, super comfortable, and I mean, my boat wasn't that thing for 1,500 miles, and I enjoyed every mile of it. So thank you. So yeah, the altitude still gets me here, so I keep running out of breath. Maybe I'm just getting fat from all the tacos. Who knows? So yeah, it's time to say see you later. I'm gonna miss you. You've been good, and I can't wait to come back and wheel you more. But for now, you're gonna stay here in a safe place. So with that being said, guys, that's what you could do in Moab, and I will have more videos for you soon. I have to finish editing Pritchard Canyon and Cliffhanger, and I know we did a bunch of other trails. I just don't remember the name right now. We're gonna go do Metal Master, and then tomorrow I go on a plane back home, and I'll be back. Hell yeah. Now, there's another thing about this TJ. I've always wanted to LS swap a TJ or a Jeep, and I don't know, man. After enjoying this 4.0 for this long, I think they're just awesome. Like, this is a real Jeep. Now, I'm not calling, if you have a JK or a JL, I'm just saying it's not a real Jeep. It's a cool Jeep. I had a JK. JKs are awesome. A little bit fat, a little bit heavier. Some JKs are just awesome. Like Nikos and Vicky's are, and I've always wanted to LS swap a Jeep, and that was the plan with this, but I don't know, man. Like, I've been able to do 90 on the highway. I've been able to like crawl anything I wanted. Like, I don't think I felt the need for more power. And yes, I like speed. Like, I already got, I guess I already burned that stage of my life where I just wanted to drive 150 miles everywhere. But it's just so chill. You just drive this thing, it just cruises, and it just got plenty of power, plenty of torque, super reliable. It sounds awesome, especially when you redline it. It just sounds sick. And yeah, I think we're gonna keep it like that. Now, if you have a JK, just see how, I mean, they're cool Jeeps. Like Nico and Vicky have an awesome one, Marshmallow, which is getting at a swap right now. Well, and I think that's all I had to say. Also, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. If you're following the trip, the adventures, everything, I have more videos coming. I have a couple other trails I have to finish editing, but I just wanted to make this quick video. And like I said, thank you very much. If you're subscribed, if you're liking, if you're commenting, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. You know, it just means a lot. I really appreciate it. So thank you for watching.